Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. So Saturday has arrived and we have got ourselves a little bit of a fantasy map. Now if you have a little look down there in the bottom left-hand corner, under there you can see it, there you can see it. No, it's hiding a little bit now and you can see it again there. There you go. And now it's gone again. Yeah, that's a little part of the map that we're not going to be visiting today, so I need to point it out to you now. When I mention ore and oil, it's those two little patches there. I've got to get it out of the way now, otherwise it'll be a complete disaster. The map, however, isn't a complete disaster. Pretty playable, lots of opportunities, one or two interesting decisions, but all told, a pretty strong candidate for map of the day. What do you think? Tell me. With a clicking of the like button, or even the notification bell. Both of those things are things that you can do for free. You don't get much for free these days. Today's map is Paradise Revamped by TechiCat or TechiCat. This is a revamp of their original Paradise map, which I don't believe that I have seen, so I've got nothing to compare it with. There's your start square. We've got a bit of pre-built infrastructure going on there. I'm not going to tell you anything about that until we get down there. Then you have a very interesting height map, mountains around, and then water around the outside of the mountains. A little bit different. There's your resources, big strong patches of ore and oil where I suggested, and the rest of it is just fairly light. A icing sugar of resources. There's your fishing if you have Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, and then off to the workshop. Now it is a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one, or will you? And Park Life, or will you? And Industries, or will you? And Sunset Harbour, or will you? I don't really think you need any of those, to be honest with you, but there is a list of requirements there on the right hand side, things to subscribe to. We'll be using the Minas Geralis theme and the realistic 1.2 LUT. So yes, the list of requirements, I don't think you need any of those DLCs, but you should get them anyway just in case I'm missing something, given that I've only spent a limited time with the map and TechiCat has actually spent some time building it. There's probably some animal spawn points and stuff, things that I've just skimmed over and missed. So yeah, grab them anyway, but yeah, I don't think you do. Anyway, outside connection, you're waiting for the road and rail. Here it is. Now, you're not meant to be using a road and rail for the connections. It is covered in the description, but I thought I'd show you those just in case you thought you could maybe drag them across, but we won't be. We won't be at all. This is a map for connecting using using shipping, using the airports, which means kind of it's not a vanilla style play map because you won't be able to unlock those for some time. Anyway, lots of buildable space down there, which we'll take a look at straight after this very early intermission. Very early.
Don't be shy, 'cause I think you're beautiful and I won't let you forget it. Don't be late, but I'll wait, and life won't bring you down too far, 'cause I just won't let it.
And so back to Paradise Revamped by TechiCat. Yes, get that out of the way really early. Now we can just concentrate on the heart of the map. Now we have a shipping route, this one singular shipping route that comes in through the nicely covered wide entrance. Then we have a loop around. It doesn't loop back on itself, doesn't need to. I'm wondering why it loops around as much as it does. I don't think it matters at all that it does it like that, but it's an interesting shape anyway. Water flow, we've got a little bit of water flow through the start square. It's strong enough and deep enough to be able to handle a decent start to your city. So yeah, sounds good. Water flow on this map is not a problem. Okay, so when we enter, we have this great big sprawl of islands to start building on, and it's quite pleasing. Aesthetically, it is quite pleasing. I'm liking the shapes of the mountains around the outside of the map. These are a good strong shape, very realistic vibe, although it is a fantasy realism, but a nice vibe to them. And we've got a lot of fantasy water spawn points going on as well. Let's find one of them and then maybe do a drop down the mountain from the outside in. Like this little one here. I think it's a really good choice of theme for this. It's just the water's just got a really pleasing, fresh kind of, just a proper nice vibe and a really nice, waterfalls. That's very nice. To do a good waterfall is a challenge indeed. So I think when it comes to detailing, a good waterfall is good detailing. Getting the water flow just right. A score for that one. We've got a little rocky area down here. Again, I know this isn't your buildable area, but the build area is kind of a bit boring, to be honest with you, but we'll take a look at that in a moment. Got a little bit there that probably should have a bit of water in it, possibly, maybe. And then, yeah, you've got this sprawl of islands, which are broken up by wide canals or wide water passageways going on. That's all pretty strong. Yeah, ore and oil off in the mountains, but we won't worry about those. It's flat, buildable, like, cuttings for both. We have a giant pre-built international airport in place. I think this is a slight overkill, guys. I think this is a slight overkill, but it's good work for what it is. I think a lot of us will be coming along with the bulldozer going, no, I need that for my downtown. But it is good work. I mean, come over here. We have a look here. It's we've got pre-built infrastructure. We've got rail. I mean, the rail is only to be used for coming from one part of the city to another part of the city. A little bit of missing rail right there, though. That's odd. That's very odd. But yeah, it's easily fixed. And then we've got all this crisscross of bridges and footpaths. This is a really nice pre-cut, pre-built international airport, if that's what you're looking for, if that's what you want. I don't know that this is something that I would personally be using, but there's going to be a few of you that really, if nothing else, you'll be getting ideas from this for your own airport. So that's all good. A little bit of water detailing in there. That's quite neat, quite pretty. A little bit of encroaching foliage on the road there. Not that it's a big problem really at all, easy to fix, but pointing it out is a thing that I do. We've got lots of waterways. That's where your shipping stops in that area there. So your shipping will not actually get to the start square, which is round by the international airport. And we've got some little, I don't know, swampy type areas. These are. Get out of the way, cheese. I'm trying to show the viewers the. There you go. Yeah. This is different. This is different in terms of how the map comes together. I don't know. I think it adds a little bit to the map. It's hard to explain how it's not quite right, but it definitely. It's better than just have it if it had just been a flat buildable space. Got another one over here as well. So yeah, I kind of like that it's just not another flat buildable area, and we've got a couple of slightly different waterways going on. There's one tree there wearing his trunks. Good for you, sir. And we've probably covered everything apart from the ore and the oil, because I completely forgot to go back out to the mountains, which means we can have a look at the asset of the day, the quirky asset of the day. This is a quirky one, and I like this. I like this a lot. The DT&R Ad Ship Cyberpunk 2077 by Nardo. Now you're saying ad ship? Yeah, you put your own ads, I do believe, along the outside. It's a prop. It just floats there if you're using prop snapping. You need prop snapping to get that to float, by the way. And factoids, because factoids. Where would we be without factoids? The state flag of Alaska was designed by a 13-year-old boy. Marvellous. Marvellous. He's probably bored many a party with that story ever since. Can you see? Have you ever done interesting in your life? I designed the flag of Alaska. More than I've ever done. Unless you count making thousands of videos. DT&R Ad Ship Cyberpunk 2077. That is great work from Nardo. Something just a little bit different. And we can now spin off and try and find ourselves somewhere for a thumbnail for the video. Where are we going to find for... It's a bit boring from that direction. I think we've got to get something a little bit more mountains backdrop. How about one of these waterways? There's an idea. Right, okay, what do you think of today's map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Click the I button now in the top right corner of your screen, where it'll take you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, Apple or a Patreon account. But what do I think of today's map? Well, having sold it up and saying that I think aesthetically the mountains are pretty strong and I like the overall design. It's a good overall design. I don't really think it's quite a 4-star map. And it's hard to put my thumb on what it is that stops it from being a 4-star map. I'm going to go for a high 3. I think it's borderline. I think it's borderline to that 4-star. I do like it though. So 3 for aesthetics. Detailing. Good work with the waterfalls. Really nice airport, although I don't really... I think it's too much airport. I'm going to go again. I'm going to go for high 3 because I think where the strength is, it just doesn't add to the map. Gameplay potential. I'm going to go high 3 again. It's a tricky one. You're going to be playing unlocks and whatever to make this work. Anyway, Paradise Revamped by TechiCat. Very hard one to rate, that one. It's got a lot of things, a lot of aspects about it that I think work really well in a map. And I just don't really think it comes together in that particular one. That said, there's going to be people out there who blinking well love it and get on and enjoy it. That's what I say. Don't listen to me. Just go and play it. Go and play. Oh, speaking of playing, if you're still here, you can play by using the word of the day in the comments to score yourself some population points. And I'll be back tomorrow with the Cities Skylines Top 20.